You're welcome to The Real You. Yes, this is a channel that is designated and specially created for the most important person in the world. Yes, I'm talking about you. Again, I like to tell you that most channels out there that you watch are all about people. So you spend your energy, your time and everything watching other people. Now listen to me, I'm not saying it's bad. But life is made up of two sets of people. The people who are acting and people who are spectators. The people who are making things happen and the ones who are just watching things happen. I don't want you to give me an answer, but I would like you to be very sincere and ask yourself, which category do I belong to? That said, today I just want to talk about something that is a very, very serious issue. One of the biggest things that limit people on earth is religion. Yes, that's what I said. And I know at this point some people watching will be wondering, Patricia is saying that. Yes, I'm the one saying that. That religion is one of the biggest things that limits people. Religion makes people not to discover who they really are. I'll be explaining that to you, but I'd like to share two incidences that occurred when I was growing up. First in my secondary school, and then secondly in my post-secondary school as an undergraduate. Some girls were eating because I attended a completely all-girls boarding school. And one of them got choked. And so she was looking for water to drink because she had finished the water she had in her corner. So she looked ahead and saw a girl who belonged to a religious sect with water. And she asked her, she refused to give her. For whatever reasons, I don't know. But that kept a very serious impression in my heart. Until I got to the uni. And then I noticed that some group of religious people packed themselves together and that's all they do. They do not mingle or did not used to mingle with other people outside. So, how did they get to meet and influence people outside? That was a big question that I couldn't answer. Nobody could answer for me. So these are the ways that religion makes people to be limited. First, you are created for relationship and not religion. I'm sorry to say this, but even in most churches today, we've turned it into a religious setting. And that is exactly what Jesus came to do, or to undo rather. We had the Pharisees, the scribes, the Sadducees, and all those people, they were religious people. Jesus came to show us the love of God and to teach us that we're created for relationship. Now, when you go to a place that makes you to live like every other person, in other words, you become, your pattern of life is uniform with every other person's life, then your individuality is lost. I'd like to take that again. Any place that makes you to live a uniform life with other people, your individuality is lost. Any place that makes you to suspend your mind, in fact, the greatest gift that God has given to man is a mind. And then you no longer can think for yourself, but you must listen to somebody think for you and make you take decisions based on what they tell you. It's limiting you. Those are the things that religion does. Can I tell you one more thing that religion does that is not good? Religion makes you not to be yourself. Oh, come on. Do you know that every human being is created to love? We came from God and God is loving. But when a religion tells you to hate somebody and begin to kill somebody, then that is not you, because you are created in the loving image of God. When they came and met Jesus, and then they asked him, what is the greatest commandment? He told them is to love your neighbor as yourself. And then they went further to ask him, who is my neighbor? And so he told them a story about what we call the story of the Good Samaritan. In the story, it was a man who was traveling. You know the story very well. But I just want to skip all the other parts and talk about the people that met the man. The man met thieves on his way. They beat him. They took his possessions. They kept him half dead. The first person that came across him was a religious man. The second person that came across him was a religious man. They left him half dead and were going. Well, your guess is as good as mine. Where were they going to? Going to meet people of their religious sect. So they left a man created in God's image to stay there. It took a non-religious person, the Samaritan, whom we now refer to as the Good Samaritan. Of course, you will agree with me that the man had a destination too. He probably was going on his business, but he had to stop to take care of somebody who was created in God's image who was left dying. That is what religion does. Religion limits you. It removes the real person in you and puts another person inside of you. And you know what religion does? It makes you to not to be yourself. Most people who kill other people act not because they would want to, but because they are given instructions to do that. Beloved, if you want to be the real person that God has created you to be, I would want to recommend that you have a relationship with your Creator and then begin to have a relationship with yourself. That is the bedrock on which you will be able to have relationship with other people. Because the Levites, the priest could not help the man. The same people, the Sadducees, the scribes and all that, what do? Kill him. What do? Stone him to death. That's what religion does. And trust me, God is not interested in killing people. He loves us and wants us to love every other person. Everybody you see on earth, be it your spouse or anybody, is brought for you to love. So you be that agent of love and stop being religious, because religion is limiting you and not bringing out the real person. In the next video, I'm going to be talking to us about the most important relationships that you need to have. When you have those two relationships in place perfectly, then you will be your real self. But until I come your way again, just be real to you and just keep loving you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.